Alright guys, I already recorded this video and I realized I forgot one thing and I don't want to leave any information out, so I'm going to plug this at the beginning of the video, okay? So this is supposed to be somewhere in the middle, but I'm going to plug it right at the beginning. Remember this area. This area right here is 2750. This is a target I talk about in the video, and I forgot to mention that is also the on-session TPO poor low, okay? That is a market anomaly. The market wants to fill those areas in for targets, so just remember that as the video goes on. Enjoy. Welcome back to the LPR Trading Group YouTube channel. It's Dave again. I've got another video for you guys today, and today we're going to combine ICT concepts, order flow, looking at the footprint chart, looking at the TPO chart, and looking at our ICT models on our bar chart. All right. So what we're going to start off with the bar chart, and we're going to go to a daily time frame. Keep in mind the day is still rolling right now. Price is still doing what it has to do. What my idea on the day was I really like this area down here that we had marked out. We swept this area. We didn't close below this weekly imbalance or weekly fair value gap. Price actually drove to the upside. And this is something that I was looking at as price is coming down, and we talked about it in the chat, that if we do not close below here and market can close on this day right here above the low of this weekly volume imbalance, we're likely to see some upside in the coming days and possibly coming weeks. If I break this down into the 1 hour, we see something very nice happen in yesterday's on session. Low, low, low. These are all three lows, very weak, can't really start driving lower. What does the market do off the open? Consider this a sweep yesterday, and we drive to the upside. Perfect. What I wanted to look for today was, or actually I should say in the on session, I threw out a plan when price was about at this area. I wanted to see a sweep and then target this 1 hour fair value gap here on ES. Unfortunately, ES just started driving straight up in the on session when we're all sleeping. Now we've got to adjust our plan a little bit. All right. What is the adjustment? The adjustment is now the market has left some sell side here, okay? Relatively equal lows. We're inside of a 1 hour fair value gap. If we cannot continue to hold and drive through this fair value gap and we start getting weak off the open, maybe with some internal sweeps, displacement, market structure shifts, we can look for a model on the backside to short this thing down to this area. I did take a short today. I am no longer still in the short, but this would have been ultimate target. I had a few things I had to do today, and just a little 1, 2, 3 here. I've got some construction going on outside, so if you guys are hearing machinery moving around, my apologies, but I wanted to put this video together. Let's break this down even further. We go into the 5-minute chart here. We kind of see the same idea. We've got these relatively equal lows. We've got a lot of little pivots here that could equal sell side liquidity, essentially market targets for the downside. We do see right here a sweep on ES for the high. We fail off of this 1 hour zone, 1 hour fair value gap. We pop back up. On the footprint, you'll see this a lot better. We fail this area into a fair value gap, and price continues to drive to the downside. Now let's go into our 1 minute chart, which is my entry chart, okay? What does price do here? We sweep that high, we fail, we displace, we shift market structure, we chop around. At this point, I didn't want anything to do with the market, okay? There was nothing going on. We drove back up here. We started throwing weak highs on the footprint. I said if we can't get above this high and we start failing here, we're going to look for a backside trade with a model and with some additional confirmation with our footprint charts. I ended up getting in the trade right in this area, and I'll show you on the footprints. We got in right in this area. Market drove down. I think we took most or everything off down into these two areas right here. So it's a decent small little trade. If I were to hang around, or if I was going to hang around for the whole day, I would have probably taken some off here, maybe left a runner, or looked for a reinitiation of a new setup to get that move down into this 2750. Okay, let's close up trading view here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to first pop open this chart. These are my entries here. These are the profit targets, just so you guys know what the trade looks like. I'll now pull up the footprint chart, and let's cycle this footprint chart back to the open, okay? We're at the open here. Now, what does price do? This is our initial sweep right here in the post-market or on session. This is our initial sweep right here. We swept previous highs. We're failing. We drive back up into these previous highs and try and retest them. Didn't have very much luck. What am I always saying to look for? Failed acceptance, sell side imbalances. This 62 by 27 is a greater than 2-to-1 sell side imbalance, okay, on the footprint in order flow. Also with failed acceptance on the buy side. Now this doesn't mean I just short this or open short this. This gives me a very good idea that everything I was looking at previously is starting to come to fruition. Buyers are starting to fail to accept new highs. Sellers are starting to enter the market aggressively. I want to wait for price to move down and show me where the new sellers, aggressive sellers, are printing themselves. Okay, so we saw this. The new aggressive sellers are printing themselves in this area. And just so you guys can get a bar chart visual, that area is right here. Okay, right in this area, right within that fair value gap. What does price want to do? We start trading down, we trade down, price wants to drive up, refill those sellers. I had a few orders up here that didn't get filled as well. It wants to refill these sellers. Now, I got 2 limit orders in, okay? 2 of them didn't get filled, but when I saw this, buyers failing to accept new highs, sell side imbalances entering the market, imbalance greater than 2-to-1 diagonally because we're measuring bid to offer, I hit market on 1 or 2 more contracts. Market, 1 or 2 more contracts. My stop was above all of these big bulky orders, okay? If we get through there, I don't want to have anything to do with it. The market then rolls over, and what do? We continue to print large sellers. What does the market want to do? It wants to come back to those large sellers. We drive back up. I was looking for an ad in this area. It missed it by 1 tick. It is what it is. This is a very important area. Market drives down. We find a little low. We find a little low in this area. I told the chat, this low right here is likely to get retested today. Why is it likely to get retested today? It is not a clean low. This is a low with large negative delta orders still sitting at the low, an incomplete auction, and there's no failed acceptance here, right? So we need to look for clean lows. What's a clean low? Look at this clean high. Flip that around the opposite direction. It would look something like this. Buy side imbalances. Buyers looking to take control and drive the market to the upside. I said this low would likely get retested at some point. Okay, what does the market do? It drives down, it blows through this big block of orders, which is fine. It looks like it showed a little battle here, right? Because this print pulled back, and then we drove through. We drove back up into all of these blocks of orders. Where does the market get rejected? Right at that area. What does the market do? It cleans this low up. Okay, it gets through the low and cleans the low up. This here is a failed acceptance low, buy side imbalances. We can expect a move, big, little, who knows. We can expect a reaction to the upside, okay? What does the market do? It drives back to the upside. Where does it go? Right back into our large orders. What does the market do? Sell side imbalances, buyers failing to accept higher, sellers enter the market moves to the downside. Okay, the market continues to move down, and this was a very aggressive move to the downside. We can see that oftentimes when prints open, they will come back to rebalance the aggressive sell pressure. Rebalance the aggressive sell pressure, okay? And the market continues to move down. What do we have at the low here? Buy side imbalance, failed acceptance lower on the sell side. What does that call for? A short-term bounce, right? Dave, isn't this failed acceptance? Sure. Do we see buy side imbalances here? No. We can't consider this a short or a long-term potential reversal. Okay? Now it gets tricky. We're sitting where? Almost relatively equal lows, or let's say relatively equal lows, 2 buy side imbalances, failure to accept lower. Now we're in a bit of a pickle. Why? Because we have relatively equal lows. We know that there are a lot of buyers trying to buy this up here. We need to look for sells. Why? The market is likely going to target these areas. There's a lot of liquidity down here, right? The market will likely target these areas. The market drives to the upside. What do? We drive through this low, okay? And the market is now continuing lower. So those were my trades today. That's how I combined order flow with ICT concepts, and this is how I watch order flow every single day. I look at my charts, my bar charts, let's say. I look at my bar charts, I make my bigger picture plan, I look for very general areas like this on the bar chart that we could possibly play. I go into my order flow. I make sure there's confluence. We're market lawyers. We need a market lawyer mindset. If we're going to build a case, we need multiple puzzle pieces and pieces of evidence in order to trigger a trade for us. That's what we did. That's what we waited for. And when it came, we executed. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Every single comment down below, I will absolutely get back to you guys. And if you enjoyed the comment or content, consider going through my ICT order flow playlist. I'm going to be pumping out a ton more videos. There's about 10 up right now. And as always, see you guys next time on the charts. Be safe.